Welcome back to Story Time. I'm so glad that you are here with me. Today's book is one that is my 7-year-old's favorite book. He brings it to me all the time. And parents, he definitely does bring it right at bedtime. Kids, I'm sure you don't do that to your parents, right when they tell you to go to bed. And you say, can you read me just one more story? Or can I have a glass of water? Or can I get up and go to the bathroom for like the 100th time? I'm sure y'all don't do that too. But today's book is Moosquitos, Moose Family Reunion. Let's get started. Moose was feeling a bit melancholy, a bit blue, sort of sad. He was missing his big moosey family. Why, he hadn't seen them in years. Looking at old family photos was almost bringing him to tears. Moose missed being together, making memories, enjoying good times. He even missed grumpy Uncle Harry and Cousin Curly's bad jokes, Aunt Lurleen's bad cooking. Moose sighed. Gosh, how he longed to see all the folks. Sometimes I get like that and I miss my family, and then I get to hang out with them, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I have a little brother and I have a little sister. And y'all, you know what it's like to have a little brother and have a little sister always around. Just taking your stuff. And guess what? When they're grown-ups, they still take your stuff sometimes. My poor down in the dumps, dear, said his darling missus. There's no need to pine longer, be lonesome. Let's plan a party, a reunion, a celebration. My love, what do you say to an old-fashioned family vacation? Now, I don't know about you guys, but when was the last time you went on a whole family vacation with everyone? It can get to be kind of a lot, and it can also get to be a lot of fun. A family vacation? How simple, how easy, how perfectly perfect. Moose calls went out, north to south, east to west, and all places in between. From the relatives up in Moosekitos to the kin down in Mississippi, to mooses in Texas, Montana, and even south in Alabama. The whole hairy herd would meet up at their mountain moose lodge. I wonder if when they go to the moose lodge, if they have to do the special moose dance. I've heard that that's required. A big family reunion vacation. Moose's mustache curled in anticipation. He planned 3-legged races for the very first day, silly songs for the next. He scheduled swimming and sunning, tanning and fanning, boating, floating, hiking, biking, mornings to fish, time to chat and to dish, and everyone sleeping under the stars. Togetherness, sighed the merry moose. Positively, perfectly, perfect. Now, that sounds like a lot of activities, and I love hanging out with my family, but that sounds like a lot of activities. I don't think that I would want to go hiking and biking and fishing and boating all in the same day. That's a bit much. Now, if it was napping and snacking and chatting, that's just the right amount of stuff. With calendars marked with an X and watches synchronized to the second, mooses from coast to coast loaded up cars, packed vans and stuffed trucks. Toot toot, honk honk. Lots of goodbye waves and off they went. Caravans chugged up hills, slid down dales, snaked through tunnels, crossed bridges, rivers, this way, that way, left, right, right, to the tippy top of the mountain and Moose Lodge. I'm not really sure that if you guys have heard about like over the hills and through the woods, or like what happens with grandma and moose or reindeer or something, but I feel like we should be kind of careful with grandma at this point. Like if she's going through all these hills, they might need to make sure that, you know, there's not deer in there or anything like that, because I don't think it went well for grandma in the past with reindeer. Aunties, uncles, sisters, brothers, each and every cousin piled out to meet and greet. There was lots of moose hugging, cuddling, and kissing, handshaking, backslapping, hand clapping, tears and giggles too. It was just as Moose had hoped and planned. Oh, good. Okay, so it looks like everything that Moose thought is exactly what's gonna happen. I think it is gonna turn out to be a perfectly perfect vacation, like he said. There couldn't possibly be anything that is gonna go horribly wrong right now in the story. At all. No chance. One big, perfectly perfect family reunion, said Moose, ready with his camera and a click. All together again. Now everyone say cheese. Ah! No, what was a sneeze? Moose looked at his darling wife. Her eyes were suddenly bleary and teary, her nose runny and red. I think I'm allergic, she sniffed. I'm going to bed. Before Moose could refocus, Bucky Jr. and the rest of the boys grabbed a volleyball and raced off. Sissy and the girls scooted to the beach. Cousins Larry, Mo, and Curly climbed into a canoe and paddled away on the lake. Great Aunt Matilda trailed off to birdwatch for heaven's sake. I'm not sure, but I feel like Larry, Mo, and Curly, it's a real bad idea for them to be like in charge of a canoe, especially like the paddles, or if they're anywhere near like a creek that they could be up and get stuck without a paddle. I don't think it's gonna go well for that. But let's see, might be perfectly perfect still. The kid from Montana vamoosed and went for a hike. Great-great-granny toddled off on her bike. Does your great-great-granny still ride off on her bike? I definitely think somebody should be with Granny. There should be people with Curly, Mo, and Larry in the canoe on the creek. And there should definitely be somebody with great-great-granny, because what if she gets lost? Like she's kind of old. We should take care of her. Then the cousins from Texas got ornery and started to squabble. It figures, it's Texas. The 4 sisters from Mississippi got into a tiff. Uncle Harry started grumbling and stomped off with a sniff. You know what, uncles? It happens, they get grumpy. Stop, wait, cried Moose, watching them scatter. What about togetherness? Not now, maybe later. Catch you next time. Mind your own beeswax. Go fly a kite. The family was not playing ball, at least not together. Moose tried, he really tried, to find something they all wanted to do. It was not simple, it was not easy, and it did not work. But Moose was still hopeful. He had an idea. Okay, I got worried for like a second. I thought that it wasn't gonna go well because everything seemed to be tanking, but it says Moose has an idea. Even though he had a lot of ideas and we were already doing those ideas, and it doesn't seem like those ideas are working, but maybe this one, this is gonna be it. This is gonna be the idea that works because Moose is determined. The next evening, as daylight faded, the stars came out and everyone trailed back for dinner. Moose was ready and waiting. He had the campfire crackling, stew bubbling, potatoes roasting, marshmallows toasting. Okay, I do love a good campfire, and I like stew, and I like potatoes, and I like marshmallows, but that's not good together. That's very ew. Just stew, yes. Just potatoes, definitely yes. Just marshmallows that are toasted, definitely yes. But stew and potatoes and marshmallows like all at the same time, that's not quite it, Moose. Moose got out his banjo and plunked and plinked his favorite sing-along tune. He strummed, he hummed, he sang and crooned. Nobody joined in. It seems like it's tanking again. What is he gonna do? The kiddies were whiny and cranky. Figures. That's your job, kids. Whiny, cranky. The teens tired and bored. Aunt Lurleen yawned. Mo and Larry sat back and snored. Quiet, said Uncle Harry, shuffling off to bed. But what about family togetherness? Moose sighed, sadly eating a s'more all by his lonesome. Now, I'm not gonna lie, if I'm getting to eat a s'more all by myself at the campfire, I'm a little bit happy because that means it's quiet and I can hear the crickets, see the stars. But I get it, he was looking for togetherness, so let's see what he comes up with. As the last campfire flames flickered, the only sound Moose heard was a roar of a solo. And then, from somewhere in the dark, in the light, came a and then a ouch! Slap, smack, slap, smack, scratch, scratch, scratch. Land sakes, it's Moosekitos! Cried the Mississippi aunties, wailing with alarm. Now, I have to second guess this part of the story, because if you're from Mississippi, you absolutely have already seen Moosekitos. If you live in the southern half of the country, mosquitoes are everywhere. It's just a fact of life. So these aunties are freaking out about mosquitoes. They were not prepared for their lives because they should definitely have already been knowing mosquitoes are coming. Blasted buggy biters, shouted Uncle Tex in the middle of the swarm. Slap, slap, smack, smack, scratch, itch, scratch. Help, mosquitoes, yelled the boys as they tumbled off their cots. Help, mosquitoes, cried the girls, covered in bumpy pink polka dots. Do something, my darling, said Mrs. Moose as she scratched between two achoo's. But Moose pondered, wondered, worried. What could we really do? Now, we have seen Moose's plans, and so far, none of them are working. So I don't really have a lot of faith in whatever Moose is gonna come. I'm gonna try to be hopeful, but I don't have a lot of faith in whatever Moose is gonna come up with because he's not the best idea person. Like, he's got a lot of goodish ideas, maybe? We could say goodish. Goodish, not a word, but goodish ideas. And suddenly, he froze. One of the biggest Moosekitos had landed right on his nose. Moose gulped and went eye to eye with the big buzzer. They glared. They stared. Who would blink first? Well, I already lost. I blinked. I did not last very long. And then Moose grinned and smiled. He didn't swat, smack, or swish, but he knew exactly what to do. Moose reached into his knapsack for his tried and true moustache glue. Now, I do have a question for Moose here. Why would you have glue for your moustache? I mean, I understand like a moose. Moose. That would have been way better. They should have said moose. But a mousse or a gel, perhaps. But glue? That seems like poor life choices. I still think moose would have been the funnier choice. Moose ordered one and all to take a heaping hooful of the white pasty glue. Then Tex lassoed some whiskers from the bottom, while the beehived aunties took hold from the top. Herded around in a circle, everyone took a share of moose hair. Why, even Uncle Harry took part. Well, it would be really weird if Uncle Harry didn't help with hair. I mean, that just seems like he should absolutely be helping. And with Moose's orchestration, a little humming, and some dandy moosey-dosey-dos, together they all wove this way, then that way, up, down, front, and back. There's no need to worry, no reason to fret. Thanks to Moose and his moustache, the family now had the world's biggest bug bites. I think that's going to be the answer, the world's biggest bug bites, because that sounds terrible. It sounds like they're gonna have glue everywhere, hair everywhere, and that the mosquitoes are just gonna be like all over them looking ridiculous. So let's see. Turns out I was wrong. Mosquito net. The glued brood was safe, sound, and snuggled all around, with Moose smack dab in the middle. Oh yes, it was crammed, it was crowded, and Uncle Harry's snores were most definitely loud. No, that's a hard pass for me. That is a lot of togetherness, and that is a lot of glue, so you're literally stuck with your family. I see what he did. Now I get Moose's plan. They're stuck with each other. I see what they did there. But they were together at last, as close as any family could be. Moose sighed. It was a perfectly perfect reunion, even if they did itch. Well, I hope you enjoyed this story as much as my son and I do. I will say I didn't think that the solution was gonna be that we're all together in like a big mosquito net with glue and stuff like that, but I can see what he did. I can see how he got his family together and how he really made it all happen in the end, even if they definitely still all went home with mosquito bites. But that's okay, because maybe they had the perfectly perfect time other than being covered in mosquito bites. So thank you for coming to Storytime today. I hope you enjoyed Moosekitos, Moose Family Reunion, and I must ask you to return next time. Bye!